How's it going, folks, and welcome back to the channel for another video where today we're going to be talking about the market yet again. It's been a while since we did our latest kind of market recap. Bitcoin has trotted down from the 122k level, where we did see an all-time high around 126,000 for one day in October of 2025. It was a great period, but with everything that goes up, it also must come down. And I urge everyone just to sit down and appreciate the journey crypto has been on in the past, or I'm talking about Bitcoin, but generally cryptocurrencies are following through. It's been a wild ride. Just a couple of years ago, just before COVID hit, we were at what, $4,000? I mean, come on. We're still at way over 10 times of growth in just a span of 4 years, beating a majority of asset classes out there. And right now, what we're seeing is nothing but a correction. So this was anticipated in a lot of different ways. I'm going to show you a little bit on the chart how we could have anticipated it. I think also in our previous market recap video, we posted about it, and we did catch higher highs and obviously a huge divergence in the relative strength index. It's one of the many things, but when you see the market just going up and up all the time, it's got to come down, right? And we did create kind of somewhat of a head and shoulders formation before price plopped down. I think it's not quite done yet, and there's a couple other options here. So what I want to do is go over the chart first and then kind of get into news and a couple things about the general sentiment in the market. So what we could see is one of a couple situations. First off, price is at a support level at the 65k mark. We can see that it's consolidating, so very likely that we do see a push towards the upside. So a little bit of upwards movement, kind of a retracement before it hits the zone once again. So this is normal in the market, and this would kind of complete the whole head and shoulders thing, where we will have broken out of something along these lines and kind of started a downtrend rather than an uptrend. Price could consolidate between these lines for a while, so we could see price moving in kind of this direction for a little bit before it drops down into the next level, which is the 50k mark. So personally, and I'm not a financial advisor, you should obviously always do your own due diligence before investing into anything in the crypto world. This is a zone to keep in mind. So between the 65k and between the 50k, I would call the buy zone. I don't think crypto would be going below 50k, and I also don't think, I see a lot of news going out, right? DLN News says that Bitcoin price shows absurd strength as ETF investors continue to hold the asset. So ETFs are these large institutional funds that still have crypto, right? So they're saying that institutions are still holding cryptocurrency, right? At the same time, we see Yahoo Finance saying that retail investors are all in and there's no more money to be flowing in. So if there's no more money to be flowing in with retail all in, where did the money come from, right? So if investors are in, institutional ones, and retail is out, who sold at the top, right? That's the question we've got to ask ourselves. And at the top, it is usual that it's the institutional people, right? The banks, the funds, the hedge funds, the VCs. So they're going to be selling at the top, driving the price down because they're taking profits from the last time that they bought at the lower price, because they have knowledge of the market. They have more of an overview, they have more data, more statistics, and more buying power, so that they can afford all of this information and insight. So they're saying that there's no floor. I would say that there is a floor, and it's around the 50k mark. So this is what we should keep in mind for now. Now, gold has just been on an absolute rampage, moving towards the upside. Is it going to keep going up? It might. I also kind of, I'm always in favor of healthy market growth, right? I'm always in the favor of following, Fibonacci bands, retracements and everything. Gold is ripe for retracement, right? So we could see gold coming down into the, I would say, $30 to $100 level at some point as the market starts to calm down, right? Because right now we have all of this AI bubble, car industry problems, worldwide globalization, a lot of things going on at the same time, and it's just very difficult for the market to keep up. So what we're seeing is, the 10-year yields are kind of still in the US. It's not important for our story right now, But if we're going to look at the S&P 500, which let me just pull it up. So even the Nasdaq or every one of these indexes, the Nasdaq is holding a good level, but still kind of on an upwards trajectory. And if we take the S&P 500, we're going to see that it's still kind of going up as well, you know, all the way since March of 2025. There was a retracement, but what we can see is that it's losing correlation with Bitcoin. It's a very important thing. It might be that investors have lost faith in Bitcoin, which I don't think it is. It might be that people are just tending to gold because gold is physical and apparently has more touchable value, right? But crypto does as well. It's electricity. So just something to note on the technical side, a zone that I would be comfortable watching is 65 to 50K. This is what would be my buy zone. I really doubt that. So look, if we take the retracement, right, a normal fib level, we're going to see that we're right around this corner, right? So any retracement, any price action around this entire area is completely normal in a retracement before a market keeps moving towards the upside, right? It will be completely normal, and in the grand scheme of things, looking at, you know, the entire market, it would make sense, right? You're going to see an up, you're going to see a down, some little bit of a funnel, big up, big low, higher up, higher low, and then moving higher up into, you know, the 250K that people are looking for. So when is it going to happen? I don't know when. Is it going to happen? I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm just saying this zone is where I would be watching very carefully, right? A little bit more on crypto news. World Liberty Financial has proposed a new governance system focused on staking. British fintech giant Revolut is launching a trial for a stablecoin pegged to the British pound with the FCA regulatory. So a lot of things are still going on in the crypto world, right? And the fact that the market is going down right now could be more of a sign of prosperity, or more of a sign of the general market kind of shifting. So every time you see, you know, for example, the Swiss franc climbing up in value, right? It means that, you know, the Swiss franc is a safe haven currency. So it means that people are expecting a crisis to come, right? We haven't had a crisis since 2008, right? We had COVID. It was a little bit of a thing. But the retracement even during COVID was not as big as it should have been, because it bounced just right up and then we started seeing large economic growth. So in the grand scheme of things, even looking at the S&P 500, what we can see is that we are still due for another retracement even in that sense, and it's long ways away from where the price is right now. So the market is going here. What I think is that crypto just reacted in advance, right, of corporations, of everything. So this stuff here is, I would say, a little bit of a calm before the storm, because the world is experiencing a lot of different things at the moment, and it's definitely something to consider. So gold acted first. Gold's been growing like crazy. Bitcoin acted second. Bitcoin started falling, right? So people are exiting, whether it's institutions acting first or what they say about retail. I think institutions are slowly making their exits, and the same is happening with the S&P 500, where we're seeing a lot of buying and selling here, and it could be that institutions are starting to exit their positions there as well. So in my opinion, watch out for fib levels on the S&P 500. It goes together with, so the chart aligns with macroeconomics. Same goes with Bitcoin. Watch out this level. Sorry about my, you know, ridiculous chart over here, but watch the 65 to 50K level. Very important levels there. And that's pretty much it for today's video. I'm not a financial advisor. If you guys invest into anything in the market, make sure to do your own due diligence. And that being said, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.